I'm half Filipino and half African American.
I identify myself as an American too, Filipino American.
I identify as mixed or mixed Filipino. That's what I usually say because growing up I didn't really identify with either because I didn't grow up with either side of my family. So I would say like mixed because I feel like that should be its own kind of identity.
Growing up, I'd say Filipino-ness wouldn't surpass anything above like a 4.5. Growing up, I was always intrigued with my Filipino culture. However, I didn't have a lot of Filipino friends to express this Filipino culture with, and so I was kind of just learning everything through my mom and my grandma, but they on food and just watching TFC. I didn't learn a lot.
Since I grew up in the Philippines, Malola's Bulacan, I'd say like I'm a 10, a very high 10. I'm super Filipino.
Okay, so growing up, I didn't really like see either side of my family. So I wasn't really like exposed to Filipino culture or like my dad's side. So I would say like a solid 2 because I was aware that my mom was Filipino and that my family was from the Philippines, but I didn't really practice anything that would be like people would recognize me as being Filipino, or I could recognize myself as being Filipino. So it was just more of like I recognize that I have Filipino family.
Now, I would say my Filipino-ness is an 8. That's solely due to the fact of FCA being there, teaching me everything that I would need to know about the Filipino culture, whether it's food, tradition, anything else like that. As far as the dances, it's really broadened my horizons as to what being Filipino means, and what exactly being Filipino American, a biracial Filipino American, is in today's America.
I feel like even though like my change looked a lot from back then, I'm still super Filipino, so I'd still say 10. So yeah.
I don't really know how to answer that because I don't really know how to like quantify like being Filipino now, because I feel like there are different ways to be Filipino, and like having Filipino blood like in and of itself like is being Filipino, and also like identifying with the Filipino ethnicity, that kind of thing. So I don't really know how to quantify it, but I know like compared to when I was younger, I feel more Filipino now than I did then, because I know like more of the history, I know more of the culture, I know more of the values. So I feel more Filipino now than I did when I was a kid.
Growing up, being biracial, I kind of struggled trying to fit in, if that makes sense. I went to a predominantly white high school, and so being half Filipino, I wasn't fully Asian to hang out with the Asians, and I wasn't into the full African American culture to fully relate to my black friends, things like that. So just trying to find a balance and trying to fit in was pretty much the biggest struggle.
The first time I came here from the Philippines, that was about like 8 years ago, and like I don't know, I just felt like I didn't fit in. I was either like too Filipino to be American, or like if I was in the Philippines, I was too American to be Filipino. So I was like neither Filipino or American. So I was just in that gray area. So like finding my place in society was just a struggle for me. And like I don't know, I guess like meeting people like people from FCA and stuff like that helped me find my own like identity, not just Filipino or American, but like Filipino American. So yeah.
I would say that I struggled mostly with like belonging in a group, even like within my family, because again, like I didn't grow up with either side of my family. So when I saw my aunts and uncles, like I didn't really feel like I could identify with them, and I never really saw my dad's side of the family, and I just didn't feel like I fitted anywhere. Even among my friends, like none of them were mixed, so I couldn't even identify on like a mixed level. But now that I have people that are like me, and I like know what the culture is and I feel more Filipino. It's a lot easier now than back then because I feel like I have a place that I can belong. So yeah.